Picture yourself on your monthly beach cleaning trip with your fellow environmentalist friends. You're walking along the beach when you stumble upon a pile of debris. Not sure where it's from, you walk over to it and you think it's harmless, so you pick it up and put it in your trash bag. No harm done. What if you go to your doctor 2 weeks later and the doctor tells you that you had been exposed to radioactive material, and that debris that you had picked up was in fact radioactive material, and that debris was from the tsunami that was caused in Japan on March 11, 2011. Now this in fact could be the case if this debris does reach us on the west coast. 27 million tons of debris was caused by the tsunami in Japan. The Japanese government expects to collect 18 million tons of this debris, which leaves 9 million tons of debris left floating in the Pacific Ocean, headed in a one-way direction straight for the west coast of the United States. In this speech, I will explain how an environmental group like yourselves could be affected by this debris. First, I will explain how by knowing the factors that impact the direction of the debris, we can figure out which areas are going to require the most cleanup. Second, I will explain the dangers of this debris if it does in fact reach us on the west coast. And third, I will explain how we can prepare for this event. By knowing the factors that influence the direction of the debris, we can figure out which areas are going to require the most cleanup, which areas are going to be hit the hardest, and which areas aren't going to be hit as hard. So there are many factors that influence the direction of the debris, and one of the main factors is ocean currents. And as you can see here, there is one major ocean current, and it's called the North Pacific Drift. And this drift goes across the Pacific Ocean, and it diverges into two directions. One direction goes up the Alaskan coast, and the other direction goes along the California coast. And with tides and everything, the tides are going to bring in the debris along the Alaskan coast and along the California coast. So by knowing this, we can figure out, okay, the debris is going to hit California pretty hard, it's going to hit along the Alaskan coast pretty hard. So by knowing this information, we know which areas are going to get hit, so we can provide efficient beach cleanup programs in the appropriate areas. So areas that aren't going to be hit as hard, like say Washington, Oregon, those areas we don't have to focus as hard as we need to focus on California and the Alaskan regions. And another factor that influences the direction of the debris is going to be the wind system. So the winds play a big factor on which direction the debris is going as well. If the debris is flowing with the current, and then a wind system picks up as well, we can see a speed increase of the debris and the time it takes to reach the coast. And tides are also a big factor too. If the tides are going to slowly but surely bring in the debris. So now that I have explained some factors that influence the direction of the debris, I will now explain the dangers of the debris as well. Now, when the tsunami struck Japan, it caused damage to some of the power plants on the Japanese coast, which leaked radiation. And the radiation gets caught in these ocean currents, and the radiation is going to slowly come over to the Pacific Ocean. If this in fact is the case, then the radiation is going to cause a lot of harm to animals, going to cause a lot of harm to the environment, cause a lot of harm to people, and it's going to cause a lot of harm to programs created by you guys. Programs like beach cleanup programs that are trying to ensure that our beaches are clean. And it's going to impact your programs because it's going to jeopardize them, because we're not sure, or we don't want you guys cleaning up beaches that are going to be filled with radioactive material and stuff. So if this in fact does become the case, and if these beaches become consumed with radioactive material, these beach cleanup programs are either going to have to be postponed, or the proper equipment must be worn at all times when participating in these events. Other dangers that can be formed by this debris is going to be the effect that it has on the marine life and the animals and all that stuff. And we get a lot of our fish from the Pacific Ocean, and if our fish are being exposed to this radiation, those fish end up on our dinner table. And it's going to cause us, to be harmed by that radiation. Other dangers that it brings to us is that it brings dangers to the people on the coast, beachgoers like yourselves. Surfers, swimmers, all those people are going to be in danger if this debris does in fact reach us. Like, you don't want to be surfing and then a door come out of nowhere and just take you out. like that's going to be very unfortunate, and it's going to cause safety issues when, it's going to cause safety issues to the public. So yeah, the dangers that come with the tsunami debris can greatly impact programs created by you guys and beachgoers all around the world, all around the California and Alaskan coast. Now that I have explained about the dangers of the tsunami, I will now explain how we can prepare for this event. Now, with 9 million tons of debris headed towards the west coast, we're going to need all the help we can get when it comes to coastal cleanup. So we need to target the right audiences in order to create more people to come forward and to help out with beach cleanup programs that are provided by you guys. We need to target audiences like schools, prisons. All those people are eager to come out and help out the community. The schools, they're going to want to do community service hours. With the prisons, I'm sure prisoners aren't going to want to be locked up in their cells all day and do good for the community with all the wrong that they've done. These can help, or by targeting these audiences, it can help by creating a bigger helper turnout, and it can help by creating more efficient beach cleanup programs. Another way to increase the helper turnout is going to be by offering incentives to these beach cleanup programs. Offer those community service hours for those students. Offer that free lunch. If people know they're going to get free lunch while they're going to a beach cleanup program, I'm sure it would seal the deal, because it would seal the deal for me. And so by using these incentives, we can help increase the helper turnout, because we're going to need all the help we can get because of all the debris that is coming towards the California and the Alaskan coast. And another way we can prepare for this is by issuing beach closures when the proper time is necessary. Like if we get a huge amount of debris all along our coast, and it's going to danger the public and it's going to danger programs created by you guys, we don't want to have that beach open to the public, because it's just going to cause harm to the public, and it's not going to be a good thing. So in this speech, I have explained how the tsunami debris is going to affect environmental groups like yourselves. First, I explained how factors affecting the direction of the debris can impact your programs. Second, I have explained the dangers of the debris. And third, I have explained how we can prepare for this debris. By knowing all this information, I hope that you guys can take the proper actions in order to ensure safety for our environment. Thank you.